This week on Takedown, Kyle Snyder bails out the Buckeyes in his sophomore debut. Plus, we've got Donald Trump, Division I highlights, and a lot more. Stay tuned. It all starts now. Hello again, everybody. I'm Scott Casper. What do you say? Let's take a look at what's trending this week right here on Takedown. It was 2 weeks ago he decided to forego his Olympic red shirt and return to Ohio State. And it was Sunday. The youngest world champion in U.S. history made its heavyweight debut against the 6th-ranked Cornhuskers of Nebraska. The Buckeyes took control early as Nathan Tomasello improved his win streak to 30, scoring on 7 takedowns with 2 minutes of riding time for a 16-5 victory over Nebraska's 9th-ranked Tim Lambert. Looking to avenge the loss from the 2015 championships, Johnny DeJulius used a first-period takedown and 4 near-fall points to defeat Eric Montoya 9-4. We go at 141. Micah Jordan put Ohio State up by 11, hitting a late takedown and a 2-point near fall to down Anthony Abaddon 13-4. Nebraska finally got on the board at 149. It was 5th-ranked Jake Soufflon who scored 21 points in a tech fall over Sal Marandino. But the coach's kid, Jake Ryan, shifted the momentum right back to the Buckeyes. Tied at 1 against Tyler Berger, Ryan hit a takedown and a reversal in the first tiebreaker to go up 6-1. Berger closed the gap to 6-4 late in the final 30-second period, but Ryan held on for the victory and Ohio State held a 14-5 lead at the break. The Bucks would take a forfeit at 165, so Nebraska could tie the score with a win at 174. In just his 3rd start of the season, freshman Miles Martin made sure that it didn't happen. He scored a takedown with 57 seconds left in the second period to break a 2-2 tie and tacked on 2 late escapes to down Micah Barnes 7-4. But Nebraska wasn't done, not yet. At 184, Midland's runner-up T.J. Dudley cruised past Kenny Court 7-1. Aaron Studebaker shut out Josh Fox, and the score was now tied at 17 with just 1 bout to go. This is where having a world champion in your lineup pays off. In his first folk-style match since last March, Kyle Snyder wrestled a cautious first period against Colin Jensen, but unleashed his offense in the second. Snyder scored a reversal and 3 takedowns to go up 13-6. 3 more takedowns and riding time point made it 20-9. And Tom Ryan picked up his 50th Big Ten victory with the Buckeyes 21-17.
The dual meet was tied 17-17 going into that heavyweight match, but maybe let's talk about that first. I guess we'll say Kyle Snyder.
I think your point is right on. I think the energy that we feed off of Nathan.
Yeah.
Dual meets. You get someone that goes out there, gets the bonus. We needed a bonus point. He gets it, and the whole team, fed off him. And then Johnny comes back. He didn't have the great energy at the end of the match, but he did enough to win the match against a guy that beat him at the NCAA's last year in almost a placing round. So overall, good energy, and I think there was an excitement knowing that regardless of what the score was, if we're within a win and you got your world champ coming out, everyone's just kind of anticipating things are going to go well. So overall, much better energy, but still 60 days away from March 17th.
More Division I coverage, that's after the break. Headline News is up next. You're watching Takedown. Stay tuned.
Come home to Casey's General Stores. Right now, get any large made-from-scratch traditional or flatbread pepperoni pizza for only $10. Order online at Casey'sToGo.com or with our new mobile app and enter for a chance to win free gas for a year. Download the Casey's app now in the App Store or Google Play and receive exclusive coupons, find nearby locations with gas prices, and sign up to win great prizes. Casey's, famous for pizza.
Speed the Sauce Man here. While sauces and seasonings are our business, food is our passion, and we've been helping make your favorite foods taste better for years. Try our Wings and Things hot sauce and everything from chicken wings to your morning eggs. Use it in recipes like spicy chicken noodle dinner, party dip, and buffalo chicken pizza. It's not only delicious, but it's award-winning too. Wings and Things recently earned first place honors in the hot sauce category at the National Barbecue Association's Award of Excellence competition. Remember, smart cookies use cookies.
Headline News is brought to you by Sunflower Wrestling. Find them online at sunflowerwrestling.com.
Well, 2 weeks ago, Tom Brand said he wanted a little more kaboom, and his team, well, they responded following a 54-point blowout over Northwestern. Iowa took 9 of 10 over Wisconsin and beat the Badgers 31-3. Leading off at 197, Nathan Burak picked up a 20-7 major, and Thomas Gilman hit 9 takedowns on the way to a 23-7 tech fall at 125. Well, Wisconsin finally got on the board at 165, where defending Big Ten champ Isaac Jordan picked up a 6-1 decision over Patrick Rhodes. The 8th-ranked Wonders, Sammy Brooks, closed the duel with another Iowa victory. Iowa returns to Carver this Friday when they face Purdue. Before the duel, the U.S. women's freestyle team will hold a wrestle-off to fill 4 roster spots at the Pan American Games. That'll be exciting. Well, in their first conference duel of the season, 12th-ranked Virginia Tech topped 15th-ranked North Carolina. That was Saturday. The score 27-13. Joey Dance gave Tech an early 6-point lead with a pin at 125. Dennis Gustafson followed with a 9-1 major at 144. And Solomon Chisco put the Hokies up 13 thanks to a 7-3 decision over Joey Ward. Well, in his first bout in more than 2 months, 4th-ranked Nick Brichetta won 16-5 victory over Robert Henderson, and heavyweight Ty Walls gave Tech their 27th point of the night with a 14-5 major over Corey Daniel. The Hokies will return to action this Friday to face rival West Virginia on senior night. Back to the Big Ten. Number 21 Minnesota upset 8th-ranked Rutgers 17-16. That was Sunday, where the duel started with the Gophers' highest-ranked wrestler, number 4, Brett Farr. He was at 197. He scored a 23-8 tech fall over Anthony Mesner to give the Gophers an early 5-point lead. Rutgers would rebound with upsets at 285 and 133, but the 10th-ranked Tommy Thorne dominated the Knights' Anthony Ashnall 8-1, and the Gophers were down by only 1. Minnesota picked up back-to-back wins after the break from 9th-ranked Jake Short, who handled Tyson Dippery 6-1, and then Brandon Kingsley knocked off John Van Brill 4-2. The Gophers would drop 2 of the 3 remaining matches, but won their first duel over a top 10 team this season, thanks to the bonus points from Brett Farr. Well, here's a look at some of the other scores from around the country on the Casey's General Stores scoreboard. Now we go to Stillwater. Oklahoma State has suspended Chance Marsteller and Austin Schaefer for the remainder of the season, according to multiple media reports. Marsteller, a redshirt freshman, was the Cowboy starter at 157, while Schaefer saw action in a reserve role at 197. Marsteller was a high school superstar out of Pennsylvania and climbed as high as 14th in the national rankings at 157 before falling out of the top 20 over the last month. 3-time Oklahoma State champ Joe Smith will take over the starting role at that weight. Smith has denied reports that Marsteller quit the team, but no other information is available at this time. Interim head coach Matt Storniello has announced that redshirt freshman Bryce Brill will undergo surgery, forcing him out of the Northwestern lineup for the rest of the year. Brill wrestled 3 bouts for the Wildcats this season, winning all 3 with 2 bonus point victories. He's 7-0 in his Northwestern career. True freshman Anthony Petrone will take over at 157 for the remainder of the season. All right, wrestling fans, stay tuned. There's more wrestling coverage right after the break. You're watching Takedown.
Dahlimer Sports Surfaces is the exclusive home of the Flexi Connect, the world's first tapeless wrestling mat. With its patented hook and loop system, the Flexi Connect actually strengthens its connection as you use the mat. With no mat tape required, it is also easier to keep your mat clean, as well as save time on setting up and tearing down your mat for practice or competition. All of Dahlimer's standard Flexi Roll lightweight features are also included with the Flexi Connect mat. Dahlimer Sports Surfaces. Others imitate, we innovate.
In this arena, you're either the hunter or the hunted. A hunter needs armor. Earn the right to be a Danmar warrior. Headgear forged in the industrial north for the toughest wrestlers of all ages. Born in the US of A. Work with us to make your custom headgear. Warriors take hits. For better breathing and vision, stay tough with the Warrior Face Guard. Danmar. Warriors need it. Warriors earn it.
The war raged for generations. No amount of bravery and conviction could end the infected, unyielding rage. And with every battle, the evil grew, changed, evolved. The warriors needed nothing short of a miracle to stop the infection, and a miracle they received. Your body is at war against skin infections and diseases each time you step onto the mat. Protect yourself against the invasion. Defend what you have built.
Our guest, Elias Theodoro.
Can you teach me the Showtime kick?
Yeah, definitely.
It is a part of the grappling culture.
It's a part of the grappling culture.
It is.
If you're successful in something, you need to be insane.
I just want to shock the world.
I'm on the verge of dying because I'm a vicious alcoholic.
Shibata Ibuki! What a shot! And that is it!
All right, welcome back. Donald Trump is many things. A successful businessman, a popular television personality, and now the Republican presidential frontrunner. What you may not have known is that he's also a former wrestler. While campaigning in Iowa last Saturday, Trump called in to Takedown Radio and talked about his appreciation for the sport and how wrestling would benefit from his presidency.
Well, I wrestled at my high school. I was at New York Military Academy, and I wrestled. I was not exactly Dan Gables. I was not exactly Dan. Dan is such a great guy. Dan Gable is I used to watch him, and I said, "That's a wrestler." I was never going to be taking away his crown.
Did your family follow in your footsteps? Did anyone else in your family wrestle?
Actually, my son wrestled, and he was okay. Again, he wasn't a Dan, but he was okay and really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed it. I liked it.
You've had to go chance to go one-on-one with the great one, Dan Gable. Donald Trump and Dan Gable meeting. Are you kidding me? Well, it's happened more than once.
Dan Gable is really an amazing guy. Not only an amazing wrestler, obviously, but he's really a quality. He's a high-quality person, high quality.
What do you think of him as a somebody? Do you want his support as for your presidential run?
Well, I'd love to have it. I mean, he's somebody I greatly respect and have for years, and he's the epitome of style, class, and of a great champion. I have many great champions have supported me. Tom Brady and Herschel Walker, and I could just keep naming them. Even Mike Tyson came out the other day and he said, "I like Trump. I'm supporting Trump. I'm endorsing Trump." So certainly Dan would be right at the top of that list. He's a great guy.
Mr. Trump, over the last 40 years, the sport of wrestling has suffered a little bit from the effects of Title IX. Do you have an opinion about that?
Well, I think it's a shame because wrestling's such a great sport, and I noticed it's not. They were even talking about something with the Olympics taking it out. Is that a correct statement?
Yes, sir.
That's horrible. I can't believe that. With some of the sports they have in there that they take wrestling, and wrestling to me is a mainstay. Well, if I become president, I will fight like hell for you guys, and I usually win. Okay, and then I'd have a good perch. But that would be terrible.
Donald, this year's NCAA Division I championships are going to be in your hometown, your home state of New York. Do you plan on attending?
Well, actually, Dan told me about that, and he invited me, and I'm going to try and do that. I would love to do that. I think he told me it's at Madison Square Garden, right?
Correct. It is.
Well, he had mentioned Dan Gable, and he had mentioned that, and I think that I'm going to try and do it. I love the wrestling. I mean, I love watching it, and I think I may do that. Dan actually mentioned that to me about a month ago.
We're talking with Donald Trump. And Donald, you have an opportunity right now to talk to wrestling fans because that's who's going to be listening to this. Would you tell them why they should be voting for you?
Well, for one reason, the wrestling fans, I have great respect for wrestlers. I have great respect for sportsmen and sports, but I have great respect for wrestlers because I know how hard it is because I wrestled. And it is an amazing sport, and it's amazing talent you need, talent, strength, and strength of mind and heart. And I will fight for wrestling like I'm going to fight for other things that I believe in because I think wrestling has been hurt over the last number of years. A lot of things are being taken away from wrestling. People don't realize, what an important sport it is, and even the mention in the Olympics and bad things that they're talking about doing. So I will put myself on the line for the wrestlers, and I'll be fighting hard to get it in and keep it in the Olympics.
All right, coming up next, a live interview you don't want to miss. This is Takedown.
Come home to Casey's General Stores. Right now, get any large made-from-scratch traditional or flatbread pepperoni pizza for only $10. Order online at Casey'sToGo.com or with our new mobile app and enter for a chance to win free gas for a year. Download the Casey's app now in the App Store or Google Play and receive exclusive coupons, find nearby locations with gas prices, and sign up to win great prizes. Casey's, famous for pizza.
At Cookies, sauces and seasonings are business, but food is our passion. Our secret ingredient is Cookies Flavor Enhancer and All-Purpose Seasoning. It makes pretty much everything taste better. You can use it on meats and in marinades, veggies and seafood. Try it on pasta and even popcorn. Pick up a bottle at your local grocer and enhance the flavor of your favorite foods. For more ideas and recipes, visit cookiesbbq.com.
Cookies is the one.
Every day in this sport, you have an opportunity to make a difference. To win in this sport, you have to have three things. A strong body will give you the conditioning to win. A strong mind will give you the technical ability to win. But a strong heart will give you the opportunity to win when no one else thinks you can. Let today be your day. Strong mind, strong body, strong heart. That together makes a champion.
Well, he's been the voice of Penn State wrestling for more than 2 decades. Our guest today is wrestling broadcaster and journalist Jeff Byers. Jeff, how are you?
I'm real good, Scott. I appreciate the opportunity.
What's the season been like for you? I mean, what's it like to be back on top?
Well, it is fun just to watch this team compete. It is a team that is aggressive up and down the lineup. They like to go out and try to score points. When they do get in trouble, it's usually because they've been too aggressive and they're getting caught. And as a broadcaster, it's just fun to call that type of action. There's not a lot of, well, they're just hanging out on the edge of the mat type of thing. It's, okay, he's shooting in, here's the counter, here's another shot. And so I think for fans and certainly for the radio broadcaster, it's just been a lot of fun to watch this team and to see some of the younger kids just develop develop as the season unfolds.
Compare this class to the one that won 4 straight national titles, Jeff.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of good comparable situations between the two programs. You know, I keep saying Jason Rolfe and Bo Nickel might not be David Taylor and Ed Ruth, but then again, they might be. Obviously, too early to put that type of expectation or say that they are in that class. But at the same time, these are clearly two really special freshman wrestlers, and it is reminiscent to me with the way they have come in and taken the college wrestling world by storm this year to what David Taylor and Ed Ruth did in their freshman campaigns, and obviously that kick-started the run of 4 national titles with those two in the lineup. And I just think you look at the rest of this lineup, I think Penn State is a more balanced team and has fewer holes in that lineup now than it did really at any time during the Taylor-Ruth era. So I think the potential is there for this team, this program, to make a similar run. Now, going out and actually doing that is something different. But certainly when you look at this lineup with Nico Megaludis and a Morgan McIntosh in the senior class, and then the Nolf and Nickel as freshmen, and then in between you have the likes of Zane Rutherford and Jimmy Coulabot. I mean, it just has the makings of certainly a special team this year, but as you look forward, this is a team that figures to be in the mix at least for national honors for the next few years anyways.
With such a young lineup, who would you say is the face of Penn State wrestling?
Boy, that is a good question right now because it is such an interesting mix of wrestlers. I mean, Zane Rutherford, I think in a lot of ways I would point to as maybe the leader of this team, but I'm not so sure that Jason Nolf and Bo Nickel aren't emerging as the faces of the program right now. And that's certainly, I mentioned those three, and there's Nico Megaludis and Morgan McIntosh, two of the most accomplished wrestlers in program history, both going for their first national titles here as seniors and hoping to cap off their careers with that. And obviously they have helped set the tone here in the wrestling room. But if you pinned me down and said you've got to pick one guy, I would probably say it's Zane Rutherford, just with the way he approaches his life, every practice, every match. He's just a remarkable model of consistency here for the Penn State program.
This may be a silly question, but is there such a thing as too much talent?
You know, I think there can be, Scott, and one of the things that I've been impressed with Cal Sanderson is his ability to let these kids develop their skills on their terms. Now, there are obviously certain things that, as a team, they want to make sure they're getting accomplished and working on, and that the program is known for. And that's primarily just being aggressive and wrestling hard for 7 minutes, being well conditioned. But I do think you can get some egos involved. You can get things that go awry if you start treating star wrestlers differently than other wrestlers and that sort of thing. But this team has really come together, and I think it's one of the few times I can remember where you see the freshmen and the seniors getting along as well as these guys do. And there really is just a consistent effort in the room to try to make each other better, to help out with little things here and there. And, in some cases, it's the freshmen showing the seniors, hey, maybe if you do this, that might help you there. And obviously the seniors, in other cases, are able to help the freshmen with some things technique-wise at the college level. But it's I do think that it can be a situation that can get away from a coaching staff, and especially when you have guys that are used to being starters. I mean, you have a couple of guys in the Penn State lineup that were starters a year ago that right now don't have a spot in the starting lineup. And the way they handle that, I do think is important for the team. And I'm talking about guys like Zach Bites and Garrett Hammond, who have really just gone about their business in a very professional way in the room, just trying to get better and better each day and helping their teammates along the way.
Final question, Jeff, and it's a yes or no. Is Penn State going to take back the attendance record?
At some point, yes. I don't think it's going to be next year, but I do think there's a possibility in a couple of years that they will at least make a strong bid to do it at Beaver Stadium.
Great talking to you, Jeff. Appreciate the time and surely all that you've done for the sport.
Thank you very much, Scott.
All right, from Jeff Byers, we go catch up with the technique freak. Here's the two-time NEI champ, Chad Lohman, with your move of the week.
All right, today I'm going to show you guys how to finish your high crotch when the guy sprawls on top of you and you get stuck. First thing I want to do is I take a big step, shoot my high crotch. This guy's sprawling. I get my hands locked. I got to get height, and I got to drive my knee right here into between his legs. I got to get deeper here, and I can fall over top of my back. All right, so he's sprawling really hard. I get in there, I get my knees in, I get his feet off the mat. That's when I know I can cut off to my double and finish for 2 points every time. Brandon's going to give me a little bit more of a live feel. I have to do it a couple times, so I shoot my high crotch. I get in here, scoop my knees, scoop my knee. Finish for 2 points. And that's your technique of the week.
Well, the odds of winning the lottery are 1 in 14 million. The odds of winning a free singlet from the Takedown shop, a whole lot higher. Every Sunday, our good friends in Atlanta give away a free singlet, plus other sweet stuff from Asics and Adidas. This week's Super Singlet Sunday winner, Josiah Trevino of Findlay, Ohio. Nice job, Josiah. You can win too, and you don't even need a ticket. Just follow along on Facebook and Twitter, like and retweet throughout the week, and you could win a free custom singlet from our friends at the Takedown shop. Well, that'll do it for our show. For more news, interviews, and articles, head over to takedownwrestle.com. Follow us on social media for the breaking wrestling news as it happens. Listen to the show that started it all, Takedown Radio. That's live every Saturday morning on the iHeart app. And for our staff in Des Moines, Iowa, I'm Scott Casper. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you next week.